good, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the Jaye and Hatah podcast.
Welcome back. How you feeling?
I'm straight. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good this week. So it's been quite eventful.
Man, in case y'all didn't know, your boy turned 21 yesterday.
Yes.
I would say last week, but yeah, it was yesterday.
You see, did you really turn 21? Did you turn 51? But yeah, it was your birthday. Happy birthday, Hatah.
Appreciate it.
So how was your birthday?
Hey, it was straight, man. You know, it's just, for somebody who generally don't like celebrating their birthday, you know what I mean? It was a good day. It was a real good day.
Hey,
because considering last year, the job I had, they like completely forgot it was my birthday.
Yeah, that wasn't good. But you were expected to remember everyone else's birthday.
On my birthday, they was like, hey, remember Leo's birthday? Oh, shit. Remember, hey, your boy's birthday is tomorrow. And make sure you bring donuts in the morning. But on my birthday.
Wow. Well. Yeah.
So, but other than that, hey, it was a good day, though. How's your week going?
My week is going okay. It's hectic. It's all get out.
Yeah, boy, this week is long.
This week is long and it's busy, but you know what? I'm just ready because we're gonna be going on vacation soon.
Yeah, it's a countdown.
So I'm just ready for the vacation at this point. Just get me there.
So speaking of the vacation, right? Like, did you hear about this thing where there was a wedding party where people didn't show up and they sent them an invoice?
Listen,
like, hey, you owe us like 240 of them things.
I saw that, and you know what? It's funny because even though that's like, oh my God, why would somebody do that? I can definitely understand that.
I can't believe that they did that.
Especially if you send out RSVPs and people say that they're coming. Now, granted, things happen.
Yeah,
life happens. But the fact that they sent a bill, like, okay, girl, what are you going to do if I don't pay this bill?
Your husband said he wanted steak and potatoes.
You going to put it on my credit? Like, what are you going to do if I don't pay this bill? You have to just be like, let me just hope.
I guess they could take you to, like, people's court. Like, Judge Mathis.
Over $240. Well, you know what?
I've seen it for
less. I've seen it for less. I don't know. But my thing is, that's why I feel like if I have another wedding, it's not going to be big. It's only going to be I'm only going to invite the people that I truly fuck with. If I haven't fucked with you in like the last year, then why would I invite you? We could do a whole other episode on this. But don't have a wedding for show and try to invite all these people and then spend all this money and then these people don't come.
Yeah, and then also the way I feel about that too, especially, you don't want to invite a bunch of people that really ain't there for you too. You know what I mean?
Because you don't know. They could be giving off bad vibes, bad juju while you're out there.
So maybe it's a good thing they didn't go.
Your love to the person. Exactly. But my thing is, I'm not gonna send an invoice to anybody. I'm not.
I mean, but he did order the steak with the lobster.
But still, that
it's
again,
2 drinks per person that they had to pay for.
Again, you gonna put it on my credit?
Yeah, I mean,
so
put it on TV.
I don't know. I think that I can understand it, but that's wild. That was wild. They must have had a lot of people that didn't show up.
Yeah. So speaking of stuff that's wild, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Trick Daddy. Have you heard about Trick Daddy? Trick Daddy said he'd like to get 8 out.
I feel like I could have gone the rest of my natural born life without seeing him. Because he looks like that sausage link that's burnt to the point of it don't even taste like anything that I would want. It don't taste like sausage no more. It tastes like black boink. That's what he looks like. And I don't want to think about him with his legs up in the air, receiving whatever some woman is trying to give him.
Now, I'm asking you, like, is it technically worse, like him on his back holding his legs up? Or would it be worse if he's like bent over like a donkey?
I feel like
holding them wide.
I feel like the legs up in the air is worse because I can just picture the legs up and him just being like,
and he looking petite.
You can still see his face. If he's bent over, you can't really see his face. But he'd be like, you know what? He didn't need to tell nobody that. He could have kept that to himself.
I mean,
hey,
like what they like though.
Everybody fly your freak flag, but the general population did not need to know.
But I thought it was
that
funny
Trick Daddy likes to get his old gray ass ate.
Because people started tagging Tank, and he was like, "Wait a minute, dog! Don't bring me
like
in this,
Tank,
man."
the only other dude that like to get his ass ate.
Trick Daddy.
I don't care what you like to do in the privacy of your bedroom, but especially when it comes to Trick Daddy, keep that to yourself. That is, oh my God.
Since we keeping things to ourselves, right? Let's talk about Donda.
Listen,
Since we're talking about keeping things to themselves,
Donda has like 5,627 tracks, and I only made it through half of them, and I feel
maybe like one.
There was like one or two, like Praise God or whatever
was
was a good one, but the rest of it, I'm just like, okay, I feel like I'm about to slip my wrist and my neck at the same time. Like I need something more upbeat. Where's the Gold Digger Kanye? Even the Jesus Walks. Give me.
Yeah, but Jesus already walking. He ain't gonna walk again.
Apparently not. Not on Donda, because it's just.
I think my problem is like his last few albums. It sounds like he really, really want to do a gospel album. It sounds like he want to do a gospel album, and Universal's like, no, we need some R&B, some rap shit.
I feel like Donda's the closest we're gonna get to a gospel rap album out of him, because no shade, but it's just like,
if you like it, you like it.
It could be a little bit more upbeat.
But
it's very depressing.
How do you feel about Soulja Boy and Chris Brown being upset that Kanye supposedly took them off some verses?
Listen, Soulja Boy was hot, but apparently Kanye said the record label released it without him knowing, without the final edits or whatever.
Because also another rumor was he was waiting to add another song with the baby on it that they was waiting to get cleared.
Yeah,
and
that's jail too or something.
That's the main thing that he was waiting for to release it. But
my thing is, if he was waiting to release it, but then they went ahead and released it, who's not talking to who?
Maybe they was like, dog, we just gonna put it out.
He kind of has been dragging it out a little bit. All I know is I listened to half of it and it's okay. There's not a song that I would seek out to play individually.
Yeah, I don't think I'm listening to anything on that thing
ever again. I feel like,
but you got Drizzy coming out tonight.
I feel like Kanye needs help. I know we've all talked about it before.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Where his whole album almost seemed like a cry for help.
But just him in general, and I don't know if it's because we've gone through the trenches, we're actively in therapy, and we know what healing looks like and what it looks like when you need healing or you need someone to kind of take you under the wing. And I feel for Kanye more than anything. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about it. I'm not going to go off the deep end, but
you can definitely tell that something bothering that man's soul.
I feel like 30 years from now, there's going to be a behind the music Kanye West.
I mean, they got one now on Netflix about him, so we're going to have to watch it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to watch it. I didn't know that was on there.
Yeah, there was apparently it does a documentary about how he been treating people like dog shit.
Yeah, I need,
But I like Eddie Murphy do that too, like they real nice in public, but don't look them in the eyes at the house.
Like Ellen?
Ellen was hitting people with newspaper.
Was she hitting people?
I don't know, just bullshit.
Ellen wasn't hitting people.
With newspaper like puppies.
Cause then Ellen gonna come for us, and I don't need that little white woman. I don't need Dory coming for us. So, but yeah, Donda, I don't know. And Chris Brown and Soulja Boy are pissed.
I heard Soulja's verse. He could have kept that shit.
Listen,
I would took that shit
I
off too.
would have left that off as well, Draco. But Chris Brown, the fact that he put on his, story or whatever, Kanye a ho, he was mad.
A lot of people was calling him a ho.
That boy was mad.
And Kanye was like, "Oh no, brother, Universal, man. If it was up to me, man."
But was it really Universal or was it him? Because it's always easy to blame like the people above you.
I mean, I don't know, brother. I'm just saying,
because it came out.
I still paid you. Got paid. I really wanted you on this.
I feel like Kanye's a big enough star where they wouldn't release anything unless he really told them to. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not in the music business. I don't know. I just feel like we're not talking about some Rudy Poo artist that just started and they really don't have any say so. Kanye has a big enough following and a big enough social media and just
if people was like filling out a whole stadium just to go listen to like a few tracks that he was working on.
Yes.
And you know what I mean?
He was selling like $45 plates of chips and shit. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll probably never know.
Maybe this whole thing was like a large publicity stuff.
It could be. And then Donda the remix is gonna come out. And it's gonna be all the tracks that was left off.
We don't need a Man, look, when the beginning when you said me, like when he was saying Donda, and you was like, Donda. It was like supposed to be. I was like, dog, that sound like a chant. Like, bro, I don't know.
Listen,
we need to go get some sage. Or some
I feel
shit.
like we need to sage the house after listening to that, and I definitely could not have been at the album release or the listening party or whatever, because that just I don't know. And then when he brought Marilyn Manson out, I'd have been like, you know what, the blood of Jesus, and I just got up and left. So I don't know. Kanye's going through some stuff, but I feel like he's reached that level of rich and just popularity that he's seen some shit. He's not on the same earth as we are. I'm
just gonna end it like this, right? Like if you are the praying sort, pray for your brother Kanye.
Pray for brother Kanye West. We're gonna put him on our prayer list.
Yeah, but the prayer warriors on
he needs help. But yeah, a lot of the artists have been taking to social media and complaining about them being left off his albums, or them sampling them and then not giving them credit, or them even being aware of it. So yeah. So speaking of social media in general, I feel like we should talk about social media addiction.
Okay.
Because it's definitely something that I never would have thought like 20 years ago would be a big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Or even be a thing, period.
Especially like when MySpace first came out, you didn't think, people was on it, but you didn't think people would be like on it.
Well, I know a couple people that were on it, but not enough to be like, this is going to be a big thing. This is going to be the next big thing. So like, what do you consider an addiction to social media?
Like, I look at it like when a person just have to be on it. Like,
oh my God.
All day, every day, they need to be looking at something. They need to be posting, they popping selfies, they liking. And or even just playing video games too. I consider that also a part of like social media.
Well, because before you were just playing like Mortal Kombat or Mario, like in the comfort of your own home. But now you can play online with other people and you can chat, and that's still like a form of social media to me. So I feel like social media can definitely influence you in a harmful way. Some people use it, compulsively, excessively. You can be so accustomed to scrolling through posts and images and videos that it can actually interfere with other areas of your life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think that's something that's a conversation that kind of needs to be had today. So what is an actual social media addiction? Like, what are some of the differences? I feel like when you kind of stepped over into it being more of an addiction and not just something that you like to do, something that you occasionally do, is when it can affect like your schoolwork and not like even your employment.
Or even like if you feel like you have to drive down the road and you be on Facebook while you driving, you probably got a problem. You probably got a problem.
You probably have you definitely have a problem.
I have to see what Susan posted. She posted anything in the last
like you feel the need to just check your timeline, check and see what the family's doing when people are out on dates, when you're supposed to be having family time, when you're watching your kids, but you feel like. Even at the movies, we had a conversation earlier where people, when we would go to the movies back, pre-COVID, BC, before COVID, or even like when we went to see Wicked, how people are on their phones. And it's like, why are you? And I saw the girl, she was on Facebook. Why are you on Facebook? And it's a whole play. And
I just don't understand, like, why even come? Why even go places if all you're going to do is just sit and look at your phone?
Yeah.
A lot of people do that on dates. I heard, what I mean? We hate dating. Like, but when, like, my partners, when they go and then they be like, yo, she just sat there and she just like played on the phone.
I feel like people are relying so much on social media that they can't be
in person. They can't communicate in person.
They can't be social in person. Like they can't socialize in person is what I mean. Because think about it, if you're on a date and someone is scrolling through their timeline and not really talking to you.
You obviously not.
And they don't see anything wrong with it.
You obviously not into it.
Or they're on Snapchat. Yes. I feel like there are times where you kind of need to just unplug. A lot of people use social media, if they're addicted to it, is as a way of coping with some of their problems. One of the things I hate are people who post on social media and it's always something negative. It's always something bad. It's always bashing baby daddies because you don't give a shit about your baby daddy.
That nigga ain't seen his son since yesterday.
It's always something, or oh, I got a flat tire, or, oh, I lost my job, or oh, me and my kids don't have anything to eat, oh, I'm in the hospital. Listen, sidebar. People who post, just please pray for me and my family. Don't ask no questions. How do I know I'm not praying for you and your family to come up on a lick on on a kilo of crack or something like that? Yeah. How do I know what I'm praying for? But you want to see some prayer for you and people
y'all not getting caught for robbing, looting, and killing some man,
right?
Burying them
for fleeing and eluding. Anyway, sidebar. I just hate that. But there are some people that feel like they have to put something negative or something that's going on in their life just so they can get some attention. Some people thrive in drama.
Yeah, I would say, or they need that sympathy, like, oh, woe is me, everybody come and hug me.
They like to play the victim. Oh my God, people that love to play the victim, they love social media. I've noticed.
Do you feel like people that's addicted to that are the same people that's addicted to social media? Like, because they have to be on there. That's the only way they can get like tons and tons of people to.
And I feel like they don't necessarily have really close friends that they can kind of talk to, and
they don't run them off.
So they're just gonna put it out there for the world, and they're just waiting for grabs. Because most people will genuinely be like, "I'm sorry for your loss," or "I'm sorry you're going through this," or "I'm praying for you." Oh, keep your head up. They want that motivation, and they can't get it from anywhere else, so they just put it out there on social media.
And you definitely know when somebody in war out they welcome when people stop replying to it,
or when they stop liking it,
or they start joking about it. Like you be making jokes in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about people that do the reverse, where they put their whole life and it's just everything is just sunshines and rainbows?
Eating breakfast. I got these breakfast quesadillas. Guess what? I cleaned out my ears today the first time after like 2 years and shit like that. This is
my boo. We'll never leave each other, even though he got a baby last week.
To me, I feel like those people really don't have a lot of friends either. Not a lot of close friends.
You think so?
Or they don't have anything going on in their personal life.
So they want to give the appearance that they're interested.
They want to give the appearance that they're interesting. Kind of this whole grass is greener. And some of y'all think that the grass is greener because some certain people are always posting positive things and everything that's going on. That's
everybody talk about Jesus don't love Jesus.
Get a Jesus piece. You don't even believe in Jesus.
Don't.
But I feel like if you're constantly putting your every move on social media, every time you go somewhere, you're taking a picture. It's different if you're going to the gym, because I used to think that people who would post that they were at the gym all the time were just trying to get attention. But that's kind of I found out that's kind of their way of holding themselves accountable. Okay. Or maybe they have other people who are expecting them to be at the gym, so they're like, okay, I'm gonna do a social media post and I'm at the gym and you're gonna see the picture.
I can see that.
So I stopped hating on that, because I ain't. I
never thought about it like that. But yeah, I still look at it like, unless I'm in a group, a workout group, that's where I will be posting my pictures. But versus just posting them and then, be like, hey, dog, look at me, dog, look at my.
But even then, it's not, I'm not talking about the people that are always in the same mirror with their workout clothes on. But I mean, either they're actually doing something, or even if it's just a video, a small like boomerang of them walking into the gym. Okay. That's kind of holding them accountable, because that's probably what I would do if I know people are expecting me to be
like at the gym. Like almost like a check-in.
Right, like a check-in. That's it. But it's just the people who put their every waking moment on social media, especially when it's couples. I don't know why. It just, I'm like, y'all spend so much time on social media. Are y'all even talking to each other?
Do you think the more a couple posts of each other, like the more that they are not happy?
I feel like there are some
turbulence.
I feel like there are some couples that are really happy, and they just maybe they haven't
share that happiness.
Maybe they haven't had that happiness before, or they don't know a lot of people that do, so they kind of want to share that. But on the flip side, I feel like there are some people who they're constantly posting, especially when they share old pictures all the time.
So it's like a fine line.
Yeah, I feel like the people that do that, they want everyone to give. They want to give off the appearance that we're doing good, we love each other, because a lot of times, all of a sudden, you don't see those pictures with them anymore, and that person starts posting about, or they just post themselves by themselves. Like, you know what? Or they just post themselves. You don't see them talk about their partner anymore, and then all of a sudden, here's a whole new dude or a whole new chick. So I feel like at the same time, I feel like a lot of people try to make themselves look better on social media. On the other side of that, people shouldn't look at people who post all the time and be like, oh my gosh, they have this perfect life and here I am
over
not
here
doing
living
shit,
in the dump and ain't got
living
nobody.
in the dump, because a lot of times those people are doing just.
Do you feel like that leads to people's like depression and stuff like that too?
I definitely think it can, because I was reading some article. I cannot quote where it was
like
from.
They're trying to compare their life to somebody else.
Yeah, so if you're always on social media and you just happen to be going through a dark period in your life, but you're seeing everyone post everything positive because people will spread that they're doing good before they're doing bad.
Yeah,
and then you're sitting there and like, everybody seems to have this life thing figured out, and I don't. And then bam, there you go. What am I doing wrong?
Damn, I thought I was smarter than that boy.
And they could be going through all kinds of hell at home, but you're only going to see what they allow you to see. So definitely don't let what other people do. Try not to let what other people are doing on social media affect you, especially if you're someone who doesn't really post like that. I always think it's crazy people who have social media profiles and they literally do not post, but they are on there every single day looking at everyone else. You're a creep.
I mean, I kind of do that. You kind of be a creep.
You post every now and then, or you'll share it. I'm talking about the people that don't.
That don't do nothing but just
they have
Facebook
looking. Friends. They don't have a profile picture, or they just have one standard profile picture for the same like 10 years, and they don't really comment on nothing, nobody's stuff, but they're always on there. Y'all are creeps. I'm sorry, that's weird. That's weird. You don't have nothing else going on in your life, but you just want to sit there and look, because it kind of gives you a window into everyone's life.
Yeah, that's true too.
So it's just.
So you said like people like that's the new peeping Tom.
They are. They're the digital peeping Toms. They are. I promise you they are. But another thing that I find funny with social media is our generation, we know what it's like before social media blew up.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like those are like in our age, like the mid 30s, 40s generation. What are we? Generation X? I don't know. We're old.
Whatever.
Millennials, whatever. We know what it's like not to have that. So we still have our moments and our activities where we're not attached to our phones all the time.
Some of us,
yes.
Some of us.
Where we still like to have that balance, but then there's also the others who are like, oh my gosh, this is a great new thing. Let me just put everything out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like, for example, going to concerts or going like out of town and you're there with other tourists.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I still have the moment where I'm like, okay, I'll snap my few pictures, but I want to actually enjoy and have the memory here.
You talking about like the people that live the whole concert like through their phone, like they can't even appreciate it because they looking at.
You can't look at Beyonce here because you're looking at her here, but literally you can look at her right there. I just think that's so crazy. I understand you want to get your initial video, but then put the phone down.
And that'd be hard too. Like when you be behind them people, and like you have to look at their phone to see if their phone in the way.
Wait, but the girl's right here.
Like, oh shit! Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. But as far as like social media, how do you like to use social media? Like you took a break for a while.
Yeah, I was going for a minute.
You were going, and I was so jealous. I'd be like, oh, this stuff is on social media. You were like. What is that? I don't know what that is. You were actually getting your news from like news sources.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I
enjoyed it. Like just the time away, like just not even thinking about it, not wondering about it, not wanting to go back.
Because you feel like you're obligated to check it if you have it. Like even if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, oh crap, I haven't been on Facebook in like an hour. Let me see what's going on if I missed it.
I think I got more productive when I stopped messing with it. Because it was like, oh dog, I got all this free time.
Right. Because I mean, if you think about it, because, I know iPhones will give you like your screen time report and stuff like that. Oh, you spend an average of 6 hours online.
Oh, shit, boy, I didn't really? Cut that
down. See, me, social media, I like catching, seeing what other people are doing because I'm such an introvert, but I am thoroughly concerned with what's going on with other people's lives. And then I like to take some of what they're doing as motivation for my people that are actually doing stuff. So I like to use social media more for networking, and I'm not going to lie, and for memes. Because memes are like the best thing.
And I will say that's like one of the things that I probably missed the most when I took my break from social media was I feel like I was missing a lot of classic memes. Yeah. Like I would see something and I'd be like, I don't get it because I'm not online like that. And I will say I probably would still be taking a break if we wasn't doing the podcast.
Of course.
I would have definitely never came back to social media if it wasn't for the podcast.
Sometimes if you're having a bad day and you use social media the right way, it can be a mood booster for me. Sometimes it can, because some of these memes or things that are going on in the world, and you know, black folks can't, especially Black Twitter, can't keep anything serious.
Yeah,
we got to make a joke out of everything. It has definitely lightened my mood on some days.
But I say all this too to say, don't lose your job over social media.
Listen,
if your job tell you you can't have your phone at your desk, you probably shouldn't have your phone at your desk.
Black people don't care about no phone policy at no job
until they hand you the box and be like, hey, you gotta go.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I had a cat. That boy, he had YouTube on one screen, he mirrored his phone on another screen. He worked on one, had his iPad, and you could walk in, tap him on his shoulder, and he would never turn around.
He had ADD.
He ultimately got fired.
Because, that's crazy.
Like, we sat and watched him on the camera for 2 hours playing the game. You could see the sparkles and the glitter.
Like he wasn't not the sparkles and the glitter. Like he wasn't sitting at his whole ass office.
Yeah.
See, that's
don't be that guy.
So if you are addicted or feel like you're becoming addicted to social media, how can you break that cycle? One thing we talked about, like you took a social media break.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, I've done it before, where you just kind of have to take a break. Kind of like with any job or with any task, you have to take a break, take a little vacation or whatever to kind of clear your mind and then come back.
Even football got an off season.
Right. So definitely taking breaks from social media is good. I mean, it could be for a week. It could be, hey, after a certain amount of time, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't want any of these extra notifications. I'm not going to look at my phone. Some people don't even like to bring their phones or their tablets into their bedroom. Like when it's time to go to bed, make that separation. So that's a good idea. I'm not there yet. I would love to get there. I do, because also
that's what I do my best Amazon shopping.
Listen, shout out to Amazon, because not Jeff Bezos, but to Amazon. Because Amazon is bae. A lot of people.
What are some of your pet peeves that people do on social media?
I already mentioned when people ask for prayers and they don't want to tell you what it's for.
What about the people that drop their cash apps? Be like, hey, it's my birthday.
Oh my God.
Send my cash app, send me something, boy.
Putting your cash app on there and asking people to give you money is new age begging. And I don't know about y'all. When I was growing up, I was told not to beg.
Or is that like, you remember when people used to put the dollars on their shirt and be like, hey, it's my birthday, won't you drop some money?
Begging. Still begging. I hate when people are like, oh, my great aunt Ida died, or my great aunt Rosie died, and then they post a picture of them in their coffin dead, especially when it's dead babies.
Yeah, baby.
I understand if your loved one's in the hospital and they pass away or whatever, put that in the family chat. Do not put that out there for social media for everybody to see. Also, I hate people who say, I don't like people commenting on my business and what I do is my business, but you put your entire business out there.
All your business is on Facebook.
When you put your life out there to the world, you are subject for the world to comment and you're subject to scrutiny.
Yeah.
So you may not like
whatever that you get is because if you don't tell people nothing, what they say, I mean, if you ride one deep, people would know.
Right. Can't nobody tell on you if you was by yourself. But those are my two, like, oh my God, when I tell you, every time I see a dead person, like a real live corpse on my screen, I unfriend that person because I'm like, I didn't need to see that. I'm sorry for your loss, but I don't need to see it. I cannot stand that at all. What are some of your pet peeves?
That's probably definitely one of my top ones. Because I've seen people like, I'm not gonna say because it's kind of gross, but like, I'm not gonna say it's gross.
I also hate it when people like hurt themselves and they have this big gash and their bone is coming out of their arm and they're like, man, this is what my Monday's looking like. Don't nobody want to see that.
I don't want to see your bone either.
I'm trying to enjoy my honey bun and you sitting here with your busted flesh and blood and
busted open flesh.
No, I don't need to see all of that. So again, some people just like to overshare.
But we say this to say, sometimes you have to like you just said, monitor your social media usage. Like if you feel like it's becoming more of a part of your day than anything else, like if it's taking over work, if it's taking over your social life, if you're spending more time on your phone and your iPad or your computer than with the people that the people that's around you, you may need to reevaluate if you are having an addiction or not.
Right. And then, take a break, spend some time with some friends, pick up a hobby, go read a freaking book. You know what I mean? Do some cooking classes, something, just kind of take a break from it.
Definitely find a hobby for sure.
Definitely staring at that screen for hours a day, that's not good for your eyes. So contacts, glasses, whatever, that's not good for your eyes. So just kind of take stock in how much time you're spending on social media and take that break and enjoy the life and things that are around you.
Yeah, man, see the birds and shit.
Right, listen to them chirp and all that. Watch the squirrels eat from the little squirrel feeder or whatever y'all be doing. But yeah, so just take a break. I probably sound like an auntie, but take a break from it. Take a break from the Snapchat. Take a break from Instagram.
You'll realize some things are a lot different whenever you take that break, for sure.
Right. I feel like you appreciate more. But then it's kind of like a cycle, because then you go back and then all of a sudden you kind of get sucked back into that circle. So you have to set those boundaries.
Not necessarily. Because whenever I came back with a completely different page. And then it allowed me to pick and choose the people that I wanted to see stuff from. So it allowed me to remove a lot of the negativity that was on my old page. And then now I can like when I'll be like, okay, I remember this person was cool. And then when people start inviting me, I can be like, no, I'm not obligated to friend each and every last person to see each and every last person's stuff.
You know what? That is a good point, because I have tailored, just because I know you in real life. Yes, Facebook, I know this person. That don't mean I want to be their friend. Yeah. And that is one thing I had to learn, because I've tailored my friends list to people who have like-minded goals, have stuff going on, people that are, if anything, my social media timeline is more motivated.
There's no misery on my timeline at the moment. And I think that's the only reason why I've been sticking around social media this long, is because I've gotten rid of, I realize I control what I see, right. But once I remove the misery from it, now I kind of enjoy it a little more.
Yeah, so that's another thing you can do. Tailor your friends list. Make sure you're following like-minded pages and people who you want to hear from, and want to see what they have going on. And because I have a lot of business owners on mine, and so I may be going through a day where I'm just not feeling inspired, and they inspire me, and then there you go, my motivation is back up.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's definitely something else to think about. But yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah, that's kind of what we just wanted to talk about. Yeah, for sure.
Something I've noticed. But yeah.
So, do you have any petty words of wisdom?
Of course I do.
Talk to me.
So, the petty words of wisdom this week kind of go into the social media theme, as far as watching what other people do, right. And feeling some kind of way if this person's always doing good and this person's always doing this. Another person's success should trigger inspiration in you, not hate and insecurity. So I'm gonna run that back. Another person's success should trigger inspiration in you, not hate and insecurity. If you see someone doing well, especially if they're on another level that you aspire to get to, be like, oh man, if they can do it, I can do it. Let me make sure that I'm getting my ducks in a row, or I know this is something that is attainable because we came from the same place. Right. And I know if they can reach this point, then I can too.
Instead of looking at it like, hey, because he do it, I could have done that too, but whatever, I had kids and blah blah.
No, you can do it too. Use that as inspiration.
He's lucky that I had to get a real job.
Right. We don't always have to hate on the next person, because literally we all have the same 24 hours in a day. What you choose to do with it is on you.
Do you think that goes same for even if you don't completely like what a person does? Let's say they do music, but you know that other people like the music, so you share it because you want other people, you want to help them out, versus be like, hey, I don't like it, so I'm not gonna mess with it.
I think that's kind of a personal preference, because my thing is, I like to support. Support doesn't always have to be, buying someone's products or whatever, but sharing a post, because you may know some people that may fuck with it. So, hey, let me just put this out here. Hey,
that's what I mean.
I like to do that because I feel like I have some really dope friends who do dope stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll put it out there. I'll share, because at the end of the day, I would want them to share my stuff too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I take any positives any gains, any good news that my friends have on their timelines or whatever, I use that as motivation to be like, you know what, they're excelling in their business, in their career, in their profession, and I want to do the same thing too. So I'm not gonna sit and be like, oh, I wish I could be like you, big homie. If I say that, that means no, I'm trying to get.
So when
there.
you say you're not hating,
I'm not hating.
Okay.
I take it as inspiration. I feel like everyone should adopt that too. Because if you mad, why are you mad? Literally, like I said, we all have the same 24 hours. What you choose to do with it is up to you.
That makes sense.
So yeah, that's it.
So as always, we like to tell you can find us at www.jayandhatah.com for sure.
Yes, you can also email us at jayandhatah@gmail.com. You can find us on the social medias.
Yes.
On Instagram, I'm Jay Duce.
You can always find your boy Lord Hater.
You can also find us on Facebook. You know, we're Auntie and Uncle, so we're on Facebook still all the time.
You will be on there for sure.
And then also catch us on YouTube.
Yeah, we got the show on YouTube. You know that though.
Yeah, of course. Or you should. If you don't, go check it out.
If you don't, go on over there.
So anything else?
As always, man, you know, we appreciate you every day.
Thank you for tuning in and listening to us. Please like, share, subscribe, and as always, protect your peace. Bye.